This week isn't just big, it's game-changing. General Hospital.
The week began like a storm gathering just beyond the horizon, quiet at first, but heavy with promise and danger. Monday, March 23rd. The halls of the hospital hummed with tension as Bill stood outside Anita's room, his hand hovering near the door as if opening it might shatter whatever fragile hope remained. Danny approached slowly, her footsteps echoing in the silence. "She's asking for you," Danny said softly. Bill nodded, swallowing hard before stepping inside. Anita looked smaller than he remembered, her strength diminished, but her eyes still sharp, still Anita. "You always did hesitate at the door," she whispered with a faint smile. Bill chuckled, though his voice cracked. "I figured I'd give you a moment to prepare for my charm." Danny lingered in the doorway before quietly stepping out, giving them space. "I'm tired, Bill," Anita admitted. "Not just today. I'm tired of fighting something that keeps winning." Bill pulled a chair close, leaning forward. "You're not alone in this. You never have been." Outside, Smitty's phone buzzed sharply. He frowned at the screen. Hospital. His heart sank before he even answered. Meanwhile, across town, Joey sat beside Vanessa on a worn park bench, her shoulders trembling. "I don't know how to hold everything together anymore," she confessed. Joey wrapped an arm around her. "You don't have to. That's what people like me are for, to help carry the pieces when they fall." For a moment, she let herself lean into him, the weight lifting just enough to breathe. Tuesday, March 24th. Grayson's voice was low, almost dangerous, as he cornered Jacob in a dimly lit office. "You're going to deliver a message," Grayson said, his gaze unwavering. "And you're not going to ask questions." Jacob crossed his arms. "That depends on what kind of trouble you're dragging me into." "The kind you don't walk away from," Grayson replied. Elsewhere, Anita stared out the hospital window as sunlight streamed in. Danny and Nicole stood nearby, waiting. "I've made my decision," Anita said finally. Nicole's breath caught. "You're not giving up." "I'm choosing peace," Anita interrupted gently. "There's a difference." Across town, Vernon's voice trembled as he delivered news to Danny and Nicole later that afternoon, news that left the room spinning. Tomas found Kat sitting alone, her hands shaking. "Hey," he said gently. "Talk to me." She looked up, eyes filled with fear. "Everything feels like it's slipping away." Tomas knelt beside her. "Then we hold on to what we can, together." Wednesday, March 25th. The Dupree family gathered like a fortress around Anita, each presence a silent promise. Ted stood slightly apart until an unlikely voice interrupted his thoughts. "You look like a man who's lost his way," Lynette said, surprising him. "I didn't realize you gave advice now," Ted replied dryly. "Only when it's needed," she said with a smirk. "And you need it." Meanwhile, Bill sat across from Haley, his expression unreadable. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," he said. "That's usually dangerous," Haley replied. He smiled faintly. "Maybe, but I've had a change of heart about us." Her breath hitched. Across the room, Lynette watched, satisfaction flickering in her eyes as she finally got what she wanted. Thursday, March 26th. Jacob leaned against a desk, watching Grayson carefully. "You expect me to believe you're just a messenger?" Jacob pressed. Grayson smirked. "Believe whatever helps you sleep." Across town, Isaiah stood firm as his mother's voice rose. "You don't know Eva like I do," she insisted. "No," Isaiah replied calmly. "I know her better." Ashley burst into the room moments later with a wide smile. "I've got good news." For once, the tension broke. Elsewhere, Leslie confronted Vernon, her eyes blazing. "You don't get to control everything," she snapped. Vernon sighed heavily. "I never wanted control. I wanted protection." Bill, meanwhile, was blindsided by a shocking request that left him questioning everything again. Later that evening, Kat and Ted found themselves alone. "Maybe we've been fighting the wrong battles," Kat admitted. Ted nodded slowly. "Maybe it's time we stop fighting each other." Friday, March 27th. The tension reached its peak. Haley and Tomas stood face to face, neither willing to back down. "This is about Lynette," Tomas said. "It's about what's right," Haley shot back. Across town, Naomi's frustration exploded. "Isaiah, you can't keep defending her," she snapped. "I'm not defending her," he replied. "I'm standing by her." Jacob, caught between loyalty and survival, felt the walls closing in. Smitty, meanwhile, offered quiet comfort to a grieving family member, his presence steady in the chaos. Nicole received an unexpected update from Danny, one that shifted everything. And Vernon, after a long pause, finally spoke. "You have my blessing," he told Bill. Across another world, Ivy's confession sent shockwaves through everyone around her, while Electra confronted Will, emotions spilling over. "You should have told me," she said, voice trembling. "I didn't know how," Will admitted. The following day brought lighter moments as Dylan and Will celebrated her first day at Forrester, hope blooming again. But peace never lasted long. By Wednesday, Steffy and Finn planned a quiet getaway, unaware of the storm brewing as Ivy secretly watched Electra and R.J., capturing a moment that would soon ignite chaos online. Thursday brought deception as Deacon hid the truth from Sheila, while Hope confided her fears to Liam. "I don't trust this," she admitted. "Then trust yourself," Liam replied. By Friday, everything unraveled further. Deke sought guidance, Sheila took matters into her own hands, and two hearts, long circling each other, finally found connection in a quiet, deeply emotional moment that spoke more of vulnerability than passion. In Salem, the week unfolded like a chess match. Jeremy's news set things in motion, while EJ manipulated every angle he could find. Marlena listened carefully as Leo opened up, sensing something deeper beneath his words. By midweek, a chilling discovery shifted everything, sending ripples through Salem. Kristen stood defiant, even as consequences loomed. On Thursday, relationships shifted. Jada made a bold request, and unexpected alliances formed. By Friday, threats escalated, rulings devastated, and hope flickered as EJ stepped forward in a moment no one expected. Port Charles, danger loomed from the very beginning. Britt found herself in the line of fire, while Jason moved swiftly, his actions calculated and precise. Alexis's discovery sent shockwaves, while Dante's ultimatum forced choices no one wanted to make. Midweek brought urgency. Britt racing against time, Lulu issuing warnings, and Elizabeth delivering news that broke hearts. By Thursday, Sunny sought help, Jocelyn pieced together truths, and secrets began to unravel. Friday ended with demands, investigations, and growing suspicion as Michael watched everything carefully, unsure who to trust. Genoa City. Chelsea questioned everything, while Daniel made sacrifices that wouldn't go unnoticed. Danger crept in as Adam's meeting took a dark turn, and relationships strained under pressure. By Wednesday, confessions and memories blurred past and present. Thursday brought power plays, Victor revealing a hidden advantage, Kyle standing firm, and Nikki risking more than ever before. By Friday, strategies shifted, loyalties wavered, and unexpected understanding began to form between rivals. The week's end. Across every city, every life, and every fragile connection, one truth remained. Nothing stays still. Choices echo. Secrets surface. And in the spaces between heartbreak and hope, people find themselves, sometimes stronger, sometimes shattered, but always changed. As the sun set on Friday, March 27th, the storm had not passed. It had only just begun.